Yeah, shut up and tell him the story. Shut up and tell him the story right now. Yo, I'm trying to brush my hair. Shut up. Yo, shut up. I'm gonna tell him the story. Just shut up. No, shut up and tell him the story. Yo, shut up. Yo, shut up. Oh my, shut up. Tell him the story. Tell him the story. Tell him the story. I'm gonna tell him the story. Just shut up. Tell him the story right now. Tell him the story right now and shut up. God darn it, shut up. You shut up when you're talking to me. Shut up. Tell him the story. I throw this person to real. Go ahead, tell him the story. I'm gonna tell him the story right now. I'm gonna give you what you want.
Money grow. Who really real? Tell me how you really feel. Keep it Uncle Phil. Do you kill like a Navy SEAL? Rolling off a pill. Very trill. You ain't got a deal. Do you really steal? Rob the stove.
Hey. I'm talking to the camera, Mom. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy J. Lou back at it again. About to give y'all a JUCO story part 2. I'm finna just straight cut to the chase though. Like overall, what makes JUCO a struggle? A lack of food, ghetto. But the food that we did have, I ain't gonna lie, that mess was kind of nasty, and nasty food is just ghetto, okay? We don't eat that. I'm talking, bro, I've never mixed spinach leaves with spaghetti and put some chips. I was putting some stuff in my food I've never tried before just because it was nasty, but I had to get my fuel in, so I just went on ahead and just ate everything at the same time. Like, I was getting disgusting. Lack of resources, ghetto. When I tell you, there's not a whole lot, you really kind of have nothing. You really don't have a whole lot of resources to really work with. So you really got to get to thugging and bugging with whatever you have. But when I tell you we was doing some ghetto things in order to work out, we was doing some ghetto stuff in order to eat, that JUCO just get lack of energy, ghetto, which is probably due to a lack of food. But overall, when you have a lack of energy for things, but you're being required to put more energy into things, that kind of tends to have a bit of a disconnect, because it's like, man, you asking for this energy for me to do this, that, and the third, but I ain't got it. Ghetto people, just ghetto. And last but not least, we get put in the middle of nowhere with absolutely nothing in order to do nothing except stupid ghetto things, to do hood rat things with our hood rat friends. Because that's the other thing. When I tell you there was nothing in this town, when I took my visit, I didn't really realize that we were in the middle of nowhere, because you kind of like new to the area. When you come back and everything is more familiar, you didn't recognize there's nothing here to even get familiar with. There's a Walmart down the street, there is a Casey's gas station up the street, a Country Mart, and a Subway, and a McDonald's, and a Sonic. Sounds like a lot, but it's really not a lot. When I tell you, there was nothing out there. Like, if you've seen Last Chance U, and you've seen Independence, we 15 minutes away from there. So the same way that mess looks is the same way our stuff look. Like, dude, I'm sitting over here like, where is the civilization? Where are the people? Where are the black people at? What is going on? At this point, I would not have even been shocked had some people in some white robes and some big trucks and horses just rolled up on us while we was walking, and we would have had the foot. Like, I was really fully prepared to go ahead and run from the Klan. I did not care, because I'm sitting over like, I'm not right about this. I was like, I don't see no black people outside, and these white people kind of looking at me crazy. No offense to white people, I love y'all too, but I was like, hey, there's too many of y'all, there's too less of us, so what's going on here? I know we in Kansas, but hey, here's the thing about JUCO, because when you already go to JUCO, that means you already didn't know how to act, most likely, which is why you got in JUCO, so you can learn how to act. But when you get a whole bunch of people that don't know how to act in one place, and you give us nothing to do, and we're just in the middle of nowhere, which means all we have to do is just stupid stuff, we're gonna tend to act up. Whoa! Shut up! Oh, no, no!
All right, man.
Open the door! Because as soon as I touched down in JUCO, BS just immediately started to happen. Before I even got there, you know what happened first? You know the coach that recruited me, the one that I was on the phone with, that was like, oh yeah, I'm coming right now. Let's get money. Well, he said, I'm leaving before you get here. And I'm like, no, it's money for you. Like, bro, have you ever gotten to a place that somebody told you to go, and all of a sudden when you got there, they weren't there? That's crazy. Because the thing about JUCO is, just like people go to JUCO to leave and go to a better place, coaches do the same thing. Like, no one actually wants to stay in JUCO because there's not a whole lot of money in JUCO. So this man hightails it over to, and I was just like, dang, that's crazy. So I was like, where's our coach at? Because we still gotta get some money, you know? So, we over getting well acquainted with the campus. I meet my homeboy Brad, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting over like, hey, brother, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't that cool first because he was still weird, and I was still weird, so I didn't really know how that was really gonna go. Oh, we didn't even start off in the same room. He was rooming with a football player, and I was rooming with a football manager that was supposed to probably play football. I don't know. Either way, after about 3 or 4 days, I recognized that probably wasn't gonna go well, and I was probably gonna end up getting mad and frustrated. So I was like, you know what? We need to go ahead and switch this back. I was like, Brad, come on, man. Be over here, you know, just getting cool with people on the campus, on the track team. I already recognized that people in JUCO are totally different. Like, y'all are different. And by y'all, I mean me too, because I was acting very unusual when I hit JUCO.
What exactly was you doing?
Cats was up in this mud wild. The first 3 days, everything cool, quiet. When that weekend hit, I experienced my first college party, but it wasn't no college party. It was a junior college party. Junior college party, you know, junior college broke, so our party's broke. We go in somebody's dorm with a speaker and everybody's just in this mug going crazy, like, bro. A JUCO party is legitimately you go in somebody's dorm room and they move all the furniture out the way or out of the room and y'all just have at it. A dorm room is literally just a big square. It's the size of a walk-in closet. So it wasn't like it was a whole lot of space. It's hot, you getting stepped on, it's hot, everybody hot. Football players too big to even be up in there. I don't even know why they were in the first place. This should be a track-only function because we're skinny, goodbye, hello, okay. I can't fully disclose everything that happened during that weekend, but all I know is I recognized right then and there, I ain't never ever seen people act like this before. You guys are wild, and I was not ready because I am not built like that. I got built like that, but at first it was a culture shock. I was like, oh, y'all crazy. But overall, then we get to the point where school starts. And school starting, we also begin to have track meetings and everybody gets acquainted with the team, this, that, and third. I begin my freshman campaign. The thing is, what you would think that since I got to JUCO, I would then immediately have some sense and stop doing the things that I was doing in high school that got me in trouble in the first place. Don't you think that's exactly what would happen? That didn't happen at all. I didn't learn my lesson.
Stupid man!
I'm on some BS. Like, you gonna give me the option to come to class in Kansas with no parents or anybody to tell me anything? I'm gonna give you what you want. I'm gonna give you what you want. No class attendance. Like, if I didn't like school and going to class in the first place, what makes you think that as soon as I get to another school, I'm gonna all of a sudden just like going to class? No, it took me getting talked to by my coaches and them telling me, if you keep missing class, you're not gonna be able to practice. If you can't practice, you can't go to meets. If you can't go to meets, your JUCO experience, this junior college right here, Coffeyville, Kansas, is going to be your final stop. Given the fact that how Coffeyville, Kansas is and how home is, because I'm from St. Louis, I said, that made me tighten up real quick, because I said, man, I ain't going back. I ain't going back. I ain't coming home empty-handed. I ain't come over here for nothing. Boom, boom, boom. So overall, that small little conversation that my coaches had with me, they didn't yell, they didn't holler, they didn't snap. They literally just told me, if you don't tighten up and actually change what you were doing in high school in JUCO, you're not going to be going to college. That was all it took because if I don't go to college, that means my final stop is, like they said, it's Coffeyville, Kansas. This ain't it. I came here to go to college. I came here to go D1. There's nothing home for me, so destruction and confusion, so I just don't have time for all of that. So that was when I just went on ahead and just tightened up, began to actually get some discipline. My brother Brad, who was my roommate at the time, also helped me with that because he was a good example to go off of because he was a nerd. So all he would do is study and manage his time well, and it's easy when that's the only person you mainly hang around to go ahead and start studying and manage your time well as well, because if we always hang together and you're studying, obviously, I'm gonna just have the urge at some point just to go ahead and pick up my book as well. My brother Brad actually really did play a pretty pivotal part in me actually getting disciplined and actually making it out of JUCO. He doesn't know that. If he watches this, which he does, he'll know right now. So shout out to my brother Brad. Everything was going quite smooth. Everything is just going stupendous, just excellent in junior college. So I'm like, man, everybody been talking about this JUCO struggle. No, nothing about that, because this seems quite cakey. We're just in the middle of nowhere, but I mean, that's an adjustment, that's fine. Until a month hits, or about 2 months, because stuff begins to hit you, reality begins to slap you clean in the face. Because all that, you know when you gotta spit it out. New girlfriend and like y'all all lovey-dovey and caked up initially, called that cupcake phase. Me and JUCO, we were in that cupcake phase for a second. So I'm just like, oh, I love JUCO, you know, everybody cool, calm, collected, food cool, coaches cool, training fine, all that. I mean, we're just in the middle of nowhere, but hey, I can still walk around the Sonic and McDonald's and Country Mart, and there's a Hibbett Sports that has absolutely nothing I wear in it, but it's nice to look at. I'm sitting over like, oh, I'm good. Until you get tired of that, and it takes about a month or two to actually get tired of it. And that food starts getting nasty because you actually begin to actually pay attention to your plate, and it starts to look nasty, and so then it starts to taste nasty, and it starts to smell disgusting, so therefore it is disgusting. It's like, on top of that, then you also begin to have some struggles because now you're training. When you're training, you're also tired. When you're tired, you begin to get mad. So everybody in all this playing that they're doing, there is no more happiness. Everybody's starting to get really frustrated with each other, and this is how fights begin to happen because don't nobody know how to act anyway. So when we have a reason to act up, chitty chitty bang bang. When you have a concentrated amount of black people in one place, and we're hungry and mentally tired and physically tired, that's gonna tend to have a whole lot of conflict because now I'm not even mad at you. I'm mad that I'm hungry and tired, but you bothering me while I'm hungry and I'm tired. So now the anger that I have because I'm hungry and tired is about to get directed at you, which caused a lot of conflict, so to say. And in that adjustment, you begin to get frustrated because you're being put in a place where you're no longer comfortable, you're uncomfortable. People don't like being uncomfortable in the first place. JUCO is not meant for you to be comfortable because you're supposed to leave in 2 years anyway. So it gets very uncomfortable very fast. Now you're gonna have to push yourself to a new level, which is both good and bad because in that moment initially, it's gonna feel very bad. But in pushing yourself to that next level, obviously it becomes a very good thing because that is how you become built for this, which is why we call ourselves JUCO products, because the JUCO life is a building process, but when you get out of JUCO, you are now a product of JUCO because you got built by a lot of negativity that pushed you to a lot of positivity.
Now preach it, young man.
Man, this is not my channel I'm supposed to be preaching on, cuz. Let me just paint y'all a picture of how my regular JUCO day would go. Breakfast is around from 7 to 9, so I'll wake up around 6 in order to actually be able to get some food and bags because breakfast is my biggest meal, and you're gonna see why in a second. Breakfast is my biggest meal, so I'm in there for a good hour going dumb. Why are you eating like that? What's wrong with that boy? Either way, breakfast is already the most important meal of the day, and that was the time where I actually ate the most amount of food. I got class from like 7 or 8, and I wouldn't really get out of class until like probably 11. And so then you gotta hurry up and eat because you probably have practice around 12. So if you just got out of class at 11 something, not 11 flat, but probably like 11:30, 11:45. You don't really have a whole lot of time to eat, and you can't really eat a whole lot because you're about to go to practice and die. So if you don't want to see that food again, you're gonna have to kind of eat light. That mess is kind of dead when you somebody eats a lot. And so then you would go to practice. Practice, obviously we practicing, but then we would have weights, but we would take a break in between class, weights, and actually practicing. And so sometimes the times didn't exactly match up because we only had one weight room, so everybody had to use it. So if we would have to wait and we could only get in the weight room at a certain time, sometimes the time of us getting into the weight room would conflict with when the calf was open. So we would get in the calf late, and there would either be no food, or little food, or the nasty stuff that no one wants to eat. In other words, we had to starve, and that mess is so ghetto. Initially, that may not sound as bad, but over time, for literally the span of, first off, 2 years, that mess begins to take its toll. It's stressful. Black people love their food. I love my food, okay? I gotta eat.
Feed me!
And you don't necessarily have all the money in the world to really just be buying food and going out to eat every day. Or at least I didn't. I'm not rich like that, so I didn't really have that option to go ahead and do that. So if I didn't eat that food in that calf, the only thing I was going to eat for dinner was some Z's, which is some sleep. I will not forget, one day it got so bad that I found some granola bars back from when I was in high school at a track meet. This mess was probably like a year and a half old, probably even older. I had gotten so hungry. I found these granola bars and literally instinctually ate it as if I was literally eating for survival at this point.
That's disgusting.
Don't judge me, okay? When you get that type of hungry, you would do the same thing. Y'all just haven't experienced that type of hunger because y'all bougie and y'all didn't have to go to the ghetto. And y'all don't understand. Gosh, y'all don't understand. When you get out of practice and you are extremely hungry, you get to that calf and them doors are closed because you decided to take a shower instead of just going to get some food. Oh my gosh, there is no greater pain than to know right then and there that you're not going to even fall asleep for about 3 or 4 more hours. You're about to be hungry from the 3 or 4 more hours, and then you still gotta go to sleep. Your dinner is that sleep. Like, that mess will produce tears in a man, and there were tears produced in my eyes on some occasions. I ain't gonna say many occasions, but some occasions I was like, man, this some BS, bro. I started looking in that cab, just lost. They over, who's that creeping in the window? I'm sitting over like, it's me. Please just let me get some food, bro. I'm talking about just slipping under the door like I'm a prisoner, bro. Just give me something. Either way it goes. This brings me to the next part. Out of the dorm life and back into the track life. Because track-wise, even though I didn't have a whole lot of energy to do a whole lot, I was still snapping. Like, I said, when I first track meet, I broke our indoor school record in the indoor 400. At Arkansas, I ain't gonna start. I was thugging and bugging. I'm in them up. Eat a little bit. And at that point, my coach there was like, okay, we might have a little something here. I mean, he kind of just broke our school record the first meeting. I'm over here feeling myself as a freshman. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in here. I'm ranked in JUCO. I'm boom, you know what I'm saying? So overall, track life is going cool. I'm dropping times. I'm practicing fine. Everything is just fine as wine. And I'm not accumulating no injuries either. So I'm like, oh, this some shmoney season. We get the JUCO Nationals. I'm still in them bucking. I got second in regionals, got the JUCO Nationals, got sixth indoor in the 4.
My little young gunner, 2-timer right there, goddamn. You already know we getting this money, baby.
My homeboy Marlo got 4th or 5th. Shout out to my guy Marlo from the east side. Oh yeah. Even though I didn't run my best in outdoor, I still had coaches trying to pick me up to where I was kind of looking, and I was like, man, I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of being hungry. So how about I just transfer now? The thing is, my coach, like my head coach, he 100. So he talked to me, he got me healed. Because he learned of it. I don't know how exactly he learned of it. I think he kind of recognized, like, due to the fact that I seemed more disconnected, that he was kind of peeping the vibe of, he's about to try to get out of here. So he calls me into a meeting, and the fact that everybody, all the freshmen, like I said, freshmen tend to do this a lot, so I feel like he's seen it before, and there are a lot of freshmen that were already leaving and trying to transfer. So where he recognized, okay, well, that's fine and all, but man, let me make sure that my dogs, like, let me make sure I can at least try to keep them. And so he called me in the office, because this one I'm thinking about leaving. I can't disclose it. But I was about to go ahead and get up out of here and just go ahead and redshirt a year and then just go back. So I don't know exactly how that was gonna work, but the way it was explained, it could have worked. I don't know.
Stupid idiot. That stupid mess doesn't work, you stupid man.
Either way, I didn't do it, so it's fine. So he calls me to the office and he just looks at me. He's like, Jermaine, are you thinking about leaving? And I'm an honest person, so I was like, kinda. I was like, I mean, this JUCO life is kind of a struggle, and I'm not really trying to further struggle, you know what I'm saying? And so he looked at me, he was like, yeah, I understand. This man slapped a little envelope that had my name on it from an SEC school, and I was just like, he said, look, if you want to leave, I don't want to keep anybody here that doesn't want to be here. He said, but overall, I will say that if you stay, you're going to open yourself up to a lot more opportunities to where you're not going to have to settle for just any D1, like you'll be able to pick. That was all he had to tell me for me to be like, man, what's one more year of struggle? Let's go ahead and get some more money.
If only it were that simple.
Which brings me to my sophomore year coming back. At this point, I'm kind of adapted to the JUCO life because you gotta adapt in order to survive JUCO. So I'm kind of already adjusted to it to where I'm used to it. I know what's coming. All that happened is instead of our coach putting us in this walk-in closet, they put me and my homeboy Brad, they put us in this, they put us in a nice little room. They put us on the girls' side. Only reason they did that is really just because me and Brad, we don't really do dirt. We have some sense to where we already recognize we don't have time for all of that. If it's not about track going D1, we weren't about it, so y'all gonna have to stay on standby and wait a second because we were not doing any of that often. So I get to my sophomore year, and guess what happened? I bet y'all wanna know what happened my sophomore year, don't y'all? Yeah, well, funny story about that. Because literally, my sophomore year was literally the worst year of my life, which also made it the best year of my life because it produced so much change in me. It literally changed my life as a whole. It brought me to a new low so I could reach a new high. The JUCO struggle was one thing my freshman year, but it was more like I adapted to survive it. But my sophomore year was a whole new version of adapt to survive. When I get into this is going to be the real. And I'm talking about not the surface level JUCO struggle that everybody tells you. I'm about to tell y'all that real JUCO struggle because it gets real in the field. But y'all got to find out next week in part 2.
One more time, ho. Big body bitch look like Tahoe. Chopper with a stick, looking my low. Yeah, I leave that don't follow. Yeah, I'll pull up on a model. Okay, pull out, get that money, then I go.